Hi there! Welcome back to Vanilla Baker. For the video today, we have Tres Leches Cake Recipe Part 1. I'm going to show you how to do the sponge cake, essential part for this recipe. Here you can find the list of ingredients. And as always, it's important to preheat the oven to 350 degrees. Let's get ready a square baking pan and of course, wash our hands super well to start cooking. Let's start. The first step is separate the whites from the yolks. This is super easy to do, we just need to be really careful. We need to crack the egg on the side and turn it into two shells and start going back and forth until it's completely separated. Now that we know how to do this, let's speed up with the other eggs. Once you're done, let's set aside the yolks and start working with the whites. This is a process that is going to take time, so please be patient. Since the key for this sponge cake is to add a lot of air to the whites, let's start in low speed and after 1 or 2 minutes, increase the speed. Then you will see they duplicate their size and you can see a stiff peaks. So, perfect. When you reach this point with the whites, it's time to start adding the sugar. We are going to do this little by little and keep beating in low. Yes, low speed. Because we can overbeat the mixture. That is super important. After adding the sugar, you will see the mixture turns into a kind of shiny and with peaks. That means we are doing a great job. Now it's time to add the yolks to the mixture, one by one and beating in low speed. When you finish adding the yolks, it's time to add the vanilla extract. And then we are going to keep beating for a little bit longer. Once we are done with this, let's set aside and let's start working with the dry ingredients. First, we are going to take the flour and add the salt and the baking powder. And let's make sure to whisk together this pretty well. Now it's time to start adding the dry ingredients to the other mixture. For this process, we are going to sift first the dry ingredients using a sifter as you can see here. We are going to do this little by little. And then we are going to use a rubber spatula and making sure to don't overmix the butter. So let's incorporate the ingredients slowly and doing circular movements as you can see here. This is a process that is going to take time, but it's super important to doing this little by little and not adding all the dry ingredients right away. When you finish adding all the dry ingredients, you are going to have a batter as you can see here. And this is the perfect moment to add the unsalted butter that have to be melted and cooled. That is a really important thing. And then we are going to keep mixing for a little bit longer, but being super gentle. Remember that part, please. And we are done with the butter. Now, Let's get ready our baking pan. For this, it's important to grease and flour the pan. We are going to spray, and with a napkin or a paper towel, we are going to spray it very well. After that, we are going to start adding a little bit of flour, making sure to cover all the pan. So like that, it's going to be really easy for us to take out the cake at the end. When you finish this, take off the excess of flour, and using parchment paper, we are going to cut a piece to cover the bottom. And now we are going to pour the butter into the pan. Using the spatula, we are going to make sure to spread this really well. And now we are ready to take this into the oven and bake for around 25 or 30 minutes. To make sure that this is done, we are going to take a toothpick, put into the center, and it has to come out clean, as you can see here. After 15 minutes, we are going to remove the cake and pour it into a white rack to cool down completely. Like this. And ta-da! We have our sponge cake. So we are done for this part of the recipe. See you in the part number 2. If you like, please subscribe and share. Bye!